Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club for volume 26 of my Liverpool Football Club, the Retro Series. One of the many and rarely spoken about privileges of being a Liverpool fan is that players, especially so in the 1970s through to the latter part of the following decade, well, they were always our players. Bruce Grobbelaar played in goal for Southampton after leaving Anfield, but he was always, as the song that so often serenaded him in his Reds playing days, Brucie Grobbelaar in our goal. Today's captain Graeme Souness would joyously lift the European Cup and hoist it one-handed to a Roman sky, as well as managing other football clubs. But he'll forever be remembered as a Liverpool legend, rather than for his post-Anfield spell in Italy for Sampdoria. Neal was signed from Northampton, Ronnie Whelan from Home Farm, Mark Lawrenson from Brighton, Ian Rush from Chester and Craig Johnston from Middlesbrough, but all are synonymous for playing virtually their entire careers for Liverpool, with Craig Johnston ostensibly retiring after leaving the Reds and after a glittering and trophy-laden career. On and on it goes. Ian Rush played for Newcastle after leaving Anfield, but he'll be the Reds' record goalscorer forever now, and his great mate Kenny Dalglish managed Blackburn Rovers to the Premier League title and were crowned champions at Anfield on a poetic day of epic proportions for the Scotsman with the widest smile and the most mischievous laugh in all of football. There's only one king of Anfield, and that's forever, Kenny Dalglish. Let's just say today's game was a bit of a stinker. With the Reds closing in on the First Division title and Birmingham City perilously close to relegation, there were only a handful of notable goal-scoring chances contained within the 17 minutes of highlights, but what struck me, aside from Graeme Souness' lazy arrow strike of a pass over 60 yards with the outside of his right boot that fell perfectly into the stride of Ian Rush to smash a volley high into the roof of the Birmingham net for the game's only goal, is that the Blues team today was a stellar lineup in many ways, and all with players I remember with long and occasionally successful careers away from St Andrews and away from Birmingham City. Goalkeeper Tony Coton was a young man here in the time machine of the 8th of May 1982, but I fondly remember Coton being a stalwart goalkeeping custodian for Manchester City and for Watford. Both defensive fullbacks David Langan and Pat van den Houw had fantastic lengthy and somewhat iconic careers away from Birmingham City. Langan won the League Cup and played over 100 games for Oxford United, whilst Belgian-born and English-raised Van den Houw will forever be remembered as a rambunctious and tough-tackling member of the incredible trophy-winning Everton team of the mid-1980s. One of the greatest of all footballing beauties is our own personal perspective and fanaticism, and so each of the three Blues players to follow will each rouse fond, or otherwise, memories in many teams around the English leagues to this very day. Kevin Dillon, for example, would play for over 180 games for Birmingham, 101 for Reading, and over 60 for Newcastle United, but I'll always remember the tough tackling, yet energetically charged and gifted midfielder playing in the blue of my hometown of Portsmouth. I watched Dillon play many times and in at least 3 of the 4 divisions as he played over 200 games for my home team on the south coast of England. Alan Kirbishley played alongside Dillon in today's game, but I remember him as a running midfielder for Charlton Athletic, and West Ham United can lay claim to his loyalty too, with Kirbishley also managing both teams in the faraway future of the 1990s. In attack for City today was the soon-to-be menace and towering presence of Mick Harford and the quintessential nightmare to play against, central striker. A somewhat journeyman striker too, Harford is best known for being that tall nuisance striker for the crazy gang of Wimbledon, but is still to this very day involved with the club that holds his sporting heart, Luton Town. Perhaps BBC commentator of the day Alan Parry best summarised the events on this particular day in May 1982, describing a disappointing first half and not a vintage Liverpool display, but a win is a win, as they say in footballing circles, and a win that gave the Reds a precious 2-point advantage over Ipswich Town at the summit of the First Division. a 1-1 midweek draw at Highbury and a 3-1 win against Tottenham Hotspur 4 days later ensured the Reds held off the failing and flailing challenge from Ipswich Town to wrap up their 13th English First Division title and all from 12th position in the league after a 3-1 home defeat to Manchester City on Boxing Day just under 5 months ago. Quite the incredible turnaround. And that was volume 26 of my Liverpool Football Club, the Retro Series, in support of my self-published book, Chasing the Impossible and the Sword of Damocles. Go on, treat yourself, nearly Christmas. Thanks for watching, I'll leave you in peace. And in solidarity, go on, buy that book. And I thank you so sincerely for watching. Please be careful out there, everyone. Peace.